Wish I had a gimbal to make it that much better. I'm not going to do any. I could probably do motion stabilization and editing, but maybe some realism point of view. Who's there? Reload. This is more realistic of how human beings walk. It goes like this. There you go. Yeah. Look at that man. You would think normally a path is just a way to get from point A to point B. It's something you want to happen quickly. You'd prefer if you could instantly be wherever you want to go, unless you enjoy commuting. But when you have to do it and you don't really feel like it or want to, and it's just something you have to do, it's like, okay, the intermediary point, the path, is kind of arbitrary. It's like something that you don't really think about. You don't, you know, here it is, like they say, it is the destination. You're not traveling this to get somewhere else, and you wanted to get from here to there, and this just happens to be in between. This is like, you relax, You're not cutting through a patch of woods because you have to get on the other, get to the other side. This is where you were going. It's just, you just let it go. Just doesn't have to be a fast pace. You don't have to be going through. Like, we gotta go. It's all a hurry. Everything's a hurry. That's the point. You come on a little hike like this. There's water over there. Right over there. You might be thinking, if you're an outdoor bushcraft survival type person, you might be like, oh my gosh, look at all those places to set up a tarp and a hammock and just a little tent or anything, man. Throw a ground sheet down, a bivy sack, build a brick house. And no, you can't do any of those things here. Definitely can't be building brick houses. You have a construction crew show up. What are you doing? I don't know. This guy wanted to just build a house here. It's like, no, this is property of, private ownership. I'm not going to take this whole trail. Right now it goes 0.3. I think the total is 27 or 30. Might be more. I know, no, I think a section of it is 27 total, and then there's another auxiliary part. And then there's like extra ones that all go around that aren't the main ones. This is a kids trail. It's made for kids and families. And there are some brochures at the front, and it has all these interesting, fun things for kids to engage with, like nature and like animals, like just knowing where they're at, like seeing them, and like, oh, like not engage like to touch or anything. I mean, to interact with them, like to be present where the animals are, and it tells them little things like everything has a hiding spot. Be sure to leave them be, So where I'm at, it's illegal to touch any of this, anything. You cannot touch or remove a leaf. Nothing. Like, you can't do it. You cannot pick up anything. It's a nature preserve. It's very strict. Look at this nerd. Ooh, what is he? What the heck? Hey, dude. Are you trying to go under the leaf? I see you. What is he? Oh, it's an earwig. Nerd. There's mosquitoes out here. I don't like it. I don't like it. There's mosquitoes. Look how chill this is, though. Yeah, it would be pretty awesome, though, to set up just a hammock. Like, boom, right between those two trees. Just be chilling. Imagine a little hammock right there. Yeah, but no, you can't. You can't do any of that. They have, like, okay, imagine a protected endangered species. It's like endangered wildlife. So there's like only certain number of these particular animal in the world existing. Extremely heavily regulated and like, you know, they'll come down hard on you for that kind of stuff. Like poaching is taken extremely seriously, and hunting and like killing like endangered animals is like it's big time. Like you're in big trouble. Big trouble. It's not a slap on the wrist. So you imagine that, and how much trouble you will get into then if you like killed like some endangered like tiger or something, and it was like, you know. So now you think about, you get that perspective. Now think about this leaf, right? See this leaf? That's the same thing as what I just described. If you pick this leaf off this little innocuous plant, like this little things we never noticed that are just literally everywhere, little clover and little ground coverings and whatnot, and that doesn't look friendly. That doesn't look friendly. I think I know what that is. I'm staying away. That looks like marijuana. Marijuana. Look at all the wild marijuana. Marijuana. Not really. It's like a maple leaf. But this leaf, if I pick that leaf off of this plant, even just disturbing this is not, well, it's not the same. That's like penalty. Just literally doing this, and like, you can't, you know, like I said, you can't go grab things and take and whatever and reconfigure wood and be cutting and do, no, no, you'll be arrested. You will be arrested and go to jail. like you robbed a store. It's a serious crime. I'm trying to really get you to understand. And this leaf, if it was a specific species, would be exactly the same as if you killed that tiger. So I don't know what this is in particular, but that was just for example. But there's a list, and one of them is Venus flytraps. There's the Venus, well, it's called flytrap. So I don't know, trail something. It might just be flytrap trail. There's probably 1,000 of those in the country, but you cannot hurt those things or kill them or disturb them. It's literally in the same category. It's no different than like turtle eggs. There's just like in Minecraft, like there'll be the beach, and so they section off like these roped off areas, and they have plastered signs every 2 feet. Sign. You'll see all the signs, like 50 signs around a big roped off thing. Do not disturb, under penalty of law, with huge, large numbers. Like, I think it's like $10,000 fine. Do not cross these ropes. You do not enter the dunes. And I forgot what it's called, but you stay. Oh, I'm getting bit. I'm getting bitten. Get off of me, bro. Oh, I can't get bit by mosquitoes. I get real bad skin reaction. Son of a bitch. That's gonna suck. I don't have any calamine or stuff like that. Anti-itch. Oh well. Um, yo, so what was I saying? Yeah, like the Venus flytraps. There's that trail. It's just like over at the beach. They'll have a huge area sectioned off, and it's turtle eggs hatching. Oh, there's some people coming. I don't know if they necessarily want to be like filmed on live stream on YouTube when they're like at you know nature preserve. You kind of that's sort of defeating the whole purpose. Even though you can, it's public. Same thing if you're just in public in a city. It's like you're just sticking a camera in someone's face or just watching them. It's like, I mean, you can, but you shouldn't. Anyway, so imagine like this area was like roped off, this whole big area, and it's, yeah, huge number, penalty, fines, do not cross into this area, and especially if you fuck with the turtle eggs or anything, you're gonna get in a lot of trouble. So literally, like on the same paperwork, like in the same categories, uh, are the Venus flytraps and other little species, other little critters, bugs, different types of, like, you can't like kill dragonflies and stuff like that. Like, this is a nature preserve, and it's very, the whole point of a nature preserve is like we have a natural planet growing with all kind of ecosystem and environment and biome and life and different habitation and vegetation, and it's being diminished, so we need to preserve it at all costs. That's why this is not stepped on. That's why that is just natural growth. And what all this, and that's out of respect. This doesn't have to be roped off. People just don't mess with it because they understand you just don't mess with the park, the preserve, like you just don't. And, but yeah, so that's pretty interesting. There are big signs. It's a felony to pick this, break that leaf, felony, handcuffs, turn around, jail, like you robbed a liquor store. Crime. Not, there's no like, oh, this is, no, felony. I think it's up to 10 years in prison. Like, they're not fucking around. They're not fucking around. You don't come here and collect the Venus flytraps and like, oh yeah, it would be, oh, for the kids. Yeah, they're endangered. And, or this is where they flourish. They can't grow everywhere else because people destroy them and pick them and take them, and that's why they're not everywhere else. They were everywhere else naturally, just like they're here naturally in some spots, but other places they've all been destroyed, and this is protecting them. So that's kind of the point. It's always interesting. Cool. All right, I'm gonna go get out of here. I don't like mosquitoes. I avoid them at all costs. Like, I'm literally not gonna sit somewhere if I have a choice and have something biting me that I get, my skin has a real bad reaction to it. Real bad. It really sucks. It sucks. It's terrible. Something I've always had to deal with. Whatever. I just try to avoid it. I don't have any natural bug spray on me. Usually I do. Maybe I can grab some. They're only like $2 or $3. I have to grab some food that I'm going to set up for a third night of camping. I might get a campsite, actually. I'm thinking about it, maybe. I'm liking just winging it, though. It's been fun right now. So, a little adventure. And I'm trying out these new configuration of stuff. It's working out great. I didn't even use my Thermarest last night. I just wanted to lay down, so I threw the Ranger mat in the tent. And that was it. Ecube Pro bag laid on top of it. Woke up in the sunlight again. So you feel the heat, and then I just put the sleeping bag. Now it's warm, so you don't, I didn't need it anyway, but when I was inside of it, you slip out of it, pop it right up on top of the tent, because I had the rain fly off. So it's just big open mesh, like open air. You're just like, see all the wilderness around you, the sky, and you wake up and the sun is hitting you. And you're like, oh, so just pull the bag, open the door, throw it up on top, because probably I wake up and have to go pee. So right when I wake up, I'm like, I have to pee. First thing I pee, because I drink a lot of coffee. Before bed, pee, and then wake up, boom, throw that on top. Then it becomes like, it legitimately becomes like 15 degrees cooler, or even more. Like, yeah, it's like night and day. Like, sweltering heat, you stand around sweating your balls off. You're like, I can't take it, dude. This is like torture. You get in there, oh, so nice relief just having that. It's blocking all that radiation and all that energy that creates the heat and all the UV. So if you just have something and it's being lit up, like an orange poncho that I have, where it's like glowing because light is hitting it, so you're on the other side of it and you're seeing it lit up, that means ultraviolet is, UV is coming through. So that's heating up whatever's inside. You're getting that greenhouse effect. But that sleeping bag just blocks it out, and it's literally like just a cool, and you can feel it. It feels like you stepped into a basement where it's like real, that dry coolness air to it. And it takes 2 seconds. So yeah, you're sleeping. You're like, well, I'm sleeping. Like, oh man, because it's getting real warm, hot. I'm like, dude, the sun, right before you're about to start sweating, that's when I'll wake up. That's when it wakes me up. And I'm like, so that's handy. And I'm like, yeah, sleeping. I'm like, oh, I look, open my eyes. I'm like, oh man, step out, put my shoes on or flip flops, get out, pee real quick, come back, throw the sleeping bag on top, plop back down, get comfy. Laying in a super cool environment in direct sunlight, no shade. And I could lay there for a little while longer, however longer. Then when I come out, I'm like, I always forget to set up my tent where when the sun rises, to predict where, or know where it's going to be and where the sun is going to be coming down, where you could be in the shade if you don't want to get woken up by the heat. So you could use that like an alarm clock too. If I set up in the shade, I'll be able to just sleep pretty late comfortably. Nothing's really going to mess with me and wake me up like the heat. If I want to for sure wake up, I can sleep on a hard surface and in where the sun is going to hit it, and that's going to wake me up early. More comfortable and cool, the longer I'll just be passed out. But yeah, then it's just literally a matter of like, grab my bag, boom, grab my other thing. Sleeping bag's already out. I have my little blanket as a pillow. Boom, throw that in the bag. Roll up the Ranger mat. 1, 2, 3, 4 things. Throw it on the trailer. Now it's empty. I grab the top of the tent. Or I could even do that. Just grab the stuff, throw it in the shade. Grab, throw in the shade. Grab, throw in the shade. Boom. Walk into the shade. Chilling. Now I'm like, my coffee. Boom. You know, start my day. Usually I cop a squat. Billiard. 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 You know. You know. See someone doing this? I got my arm up on my hip with the fist like a nutcase. You gotta have fun, you know. Yeah, so I'll squat, stretch my back and everything, my neck, stretch out, you know, grab the stuff casually, button it up, grab my phone, check the weather, battery, see if any messages are there or whatever important. You know, take the pole out, 2 other poles, boom, wrap them up, put it in the bag, fold the tent, put the poles, roll it up, stick it in the bag, put it in the trailer, put the top down, everything in. Oh, ground sheet folded, boom, thrown into the bag. And I look around. If anything was like majorly disturbed, I just kind of try to, you know, it's like, you don't have to go crazy with it. It's not going to hurt anything. It's fine. But yeah, then sit in the shade, drink my coffee, and get ready, and just like go out. And then when you get to the edge, you're like, you just keep going, balls out, balls of steel. Like, and then you're in public, and you're like, oh, nothing happened. Nothing happened over there the past 12 hours at all. Not a single thing happened over there. Or 8 hours, or however long you stealth camped. So, nature trail. See you next time.